Hello, hello, welcome back to Julia's Knitting. I'm Julia. I don't know what happened this week, but I was so productive. Like, I have a lot to show you, a lot to share with you. And sometimes you push yourself, you make yourself do something. This week, it wasn't the case at all. It kind of happened. I didn't have to make myself. I think I was inspired. Okay, but before we start, tell me, how are you? Tell me, is autumn in full bloom, pun intended, where you live? Because here in Finland, it's not golden brown yet, but we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. The air, the smells, everything screams autumn, pun intended. So tell me, how are you spending your first autumn days, first autumn month? What are you cooking? Are you making soups? You know, on TikTok there is a big trend about soups. Like, everyone stopped making, I don't know, pastas or salads probably, and starting making soups. And this for them is the sign of the autumn beginning. What is it for you? Do you make soups in autumn? Do you eat soups? What are your favorites? For me, it's not the soups. I never, I have to be in a very specific mood to want to eat soup. Usually soup is not my kind of food. I don't get full after eating soup. I'm always hungry after soup, so it doesn't count as a food for me. So for me, it's pies. I make apple pies. Apple and cinnamon is officially the flavor of this autumn. I mean, it's kind of always is, but sometimes I can, skip one. I can never taste anything apple cinnamon during one autumn. But this year, it's like my go-to recipe, something with apple and cinnamon. What is the name of the berry? Red, a small kind of bush, red berry, or cowberry. Cowberry. So we have a lot of that here in our forests near our home. So we make jam. We made, actually, there you can see, maybe you can't, but believe me, there are like 5 or 7 jars of jam for winter, and it's like the last batch. But before that we did the same thing like several times. So I think we are pretty packed for winter. And pies, of course, and muffins, and well, anything made out of dough, I add cowberry in it because I have it. I forgot, I read what kind of like nutrients or vitamins or minerals it has. I forgot right now, but it's a good berry. I noticed that all the northern berries, all the berries that grow in the north, in the northern Europe, are very nutritious. They have a lot of like healthy stuff in them. So I try to eat them as much as I can. A sip of tea. You know, I literally think that I consist like 90% of tea and berry pies nowadays, because this is all I consume. In these 2 weeks, I've been knitting, reading, making pies. I sewed a little bit, just to scrunchies. I PMS'd really hard, unfortunately, this month. It was, well, that's why I'm talking about that. It was, really hard. I spent 2 days lying in bed, not moving, not able even to read. I spent one whole day sleeping, and on the second day I could at some point push play on my phone and some kind of audiobook or a video told me something, and I could listen to it for 15 minutes, half an hour, and then I fell asleep again, and this is how I spent my PMS days. It was really hard. It doesn't happen so hard often lately. That's why I'm so confused and I'm sad about it. So if you're experiencing the same thing, know that I support you. You can text me. I will hold your hand virtually. I hear you. At some point I got better. I still spend a lot of time in bed, but I could already exist. I couldn't knit for several times. I don't know why. It was very difficult for me to hold something and to, make these motions. It was difficult. But at some point I could read. I just put the book somewhere so that I don't have to hold it with my hand, because it was also difficult for me. But I could read, thankfully. So I almost finished the book. As I said, I moved to Finland and I'm learning Finnish. And that's why I try to read a lot of books in Finnish. I can say that it's easier and easier for me right now. I can even read without a dictionary or a translator. I don't understand everything, but I get the gist. I get the idea. I understand the plot. I very rarely need a dictionary to, completely make my way through the book, because I can't understand the idea without it. It hasn't happened for a while already. But yet, there's a dog here. And yet, of course, I am seeking this fluency. I don't know why I am struggling. I believe I'm struggling more than all the other immigrants, because everybody speaks English here, and usually it's the language you use when you don't speak Finnish. But for me, it's like a step back. I don't want to, have this problem anywhere, like every time at the supermarket when the shop assistant asks you, like, do you need a bag? Do you have a discount card, something like that? I want to be like, okay, I understood you, and I'll answer you in Finnish. It's an important thing for me to know the language of the country where I'm living, especially Finland, because it has been my dream for a while to move to Finland, and I like the language and I enjoy learning it. And maybe because I have been learning it for maybe 4 years right now, and I know that I'm getting better, and still, I think that's a kind of a trick of my mind that tells me, okay, so many years, so many lessons, so much time, you should already be fluent. And yet I'm not. But I shouldn't be anything, right? It's the speed I'm going with. I'm learning and I'm getting better. It's okay. Okay, it's a difficult question for me, but I hope sometime maybe I'll make a video in Finnish here for my Finnish viewers. But for now, the book. I found it by accident in our local library where I go all the time. It's kind of one of my favorite places to go in my city. It's I wanted to say young adult, a young adult book, but it's not adult. It's just young. It's about teenagers. It's for teenagers. And just now I went on Instagram and I found the writer, Aino Leppanen. She's a mother of 3. I read it on her Instagram, so she must know what she's writing about, right? 3 children means a lot. And this is a book about teenagers, for teenagers. It's even written, like books for beginners. Like when I couldn't read usual books, I read books that were adapted for B1 level, A1 level, and they were all written like this, like a line is a sentence, or even a line is a word or 2 words. So you read it and it's easier for you to catch the idea, to catch the sentence, to catch the phrase, and then it's over. So this book is written like this, or at least it's edited like this, and it's good news for me, of course, because, as you remember, not fluent yet. If you, like me, skipped this period of your time when you were supposed to be a teenager and do teenager stuff, but you were trying to be all grown up and skipped this part, it has something, it's kind, it's very, it reminds me that I'm a human. I make human mistakes, and we are supposed to be humans and make human mistakes, and everything is okay. And if it's not right now, it's going to be okay, because you are going to do something about it, because you are human, and you are going to make it better. So if you like this kind of stuff, or maybe you have teenage kids, take a look. But I am not sure if it's translated. So far, I'm thinking it's available only in Finnish. But who knows? Maybe you're learning Finnish too. Maybe you are from Finland and Finnish is your first language. Also, I loved the cover. So I went and found the artist on Instagram. You see, there is a suit. It's essential to the plot. It means something. So the illustrator is Karin Niemi, and she's amazing. I'll put some photos, some of her illustrations right here. It's so good. It's also so kind. So I don't know. I found all the autumnal illustrations, all the autumnal pictures of hers. And it's also cozy, kind, nice. They make me happy. They make me kinder, I think. So that's for you to enjoy. By the way, I saw on Aino Leppanen's page that she has a second part of this book. So if you like this one, if you try this one, like this one, you can later try the second part. T. And the name means Lukeossa, means Lukeossa. You see the parenthesis here. Lukeossa means at school, let's say that. But Lukossa means something like stuck. So, and the story is about a boy who is at school. He goes to school and he is also stuck. So I like this. It's kind of, you know, also for teenagers. It seems, it looks very cool for teenagers. Let us know about all the books, all the series, all the films maybe. What are you watching? What are you re-watching, reading, rereading? Let us know. Maybe you remind us of something we forgot. I think we can move on to knitting. And of course, the first thing I'm going to talk about is my sweater. Because you remember the front, right? But there is already a back and a collar. You can't see it because it's very, this boucle is, you can't see anything. With this boucle, I lost a stitch once. It was a disaster. I swore that I would never do it again because it's impossible to find it, to repair it. So yeah, the back is ready. The collar and the shoulder seams. I'll put it on to show you. It's big. I'm thinking the width is okay. It's also very big. It's big. I can't stress it enough. It's very big. Be careful. But the width is probably okay. I like wide things. But I'm thinking about the length. I kind of wish it would be a little bit shorter. I can't say I love long things. I love when you are covered. I've always lived in cold climate, so I like when everything is longer, wider, like higher than usual, because it's well, you need to stay warm. I'm not good at it without woolen clothes. And yet, I don't know, I don't have these side seams yet. I think they will hold everything in place. Maybe it will not make it shorter, but it will make it more proportional, I think. And the sleeves, of course. When I have sleeves, they will have this weight that I think is going to make the difference. It will make the sweater wider and maybe a little shorter, or maybe it won't be literally shorter, but it will look better. Overall, I love it. I love the yarn I chose. I think the original suggested some mohair, and this one is boucle. It's a nice option to change it with. The yarn is very soft. I feel like I can wear it over underwear, for example, or over something very thin, very light, very fine, and it will be okay. It looks kind of, you know, unintentionally chic. Like it's at the same time very high class, and like, oh, I put on whatever I found first. So I love it. I love it. I hope that the collar stays this size. I'm thinking about maybe adding the elastic here, but I'll think about it later, maybe even after I wear it for a couple of times, and see if it has a tendency of getting bigger. I feel like the binder I used is not supposed to get bigger. The back was a perfect project to have in the car. Just a plain stockinette. You just have to, you make the ribbing, and then after that you have 80 rows of stockinette. So just pearls and knits. You don't have to look at it. So I took it to a trip we had last weekend, and I took just one ball of yarn, and I regretted it because it finished so fast that I couldn't just believe I made such a progress. So this is my sweater, and I want to remind you that there is an option. I want to remind it myself, you know. There is an option to make a sweater, to make a vest. And now I'm seeing it, and I like it. I just know myself that I will probably not, I will wear a vest like once a year because I have a vest. But I either need something warm with long sleeve, like overall warm, or I need something light, and then a vest is something I can't find a weather or situation where I need a vest, because when it's warm here but my arms are cold, I don't know. Tell me where and how and when you wear vests. Maybe I don't understand something. I don't know. Tell me. Enlighten me how to wear vests, please. It would look amazing, I think. The vest would look amazing. I'm thinking maybe I'll finish it by the next time we meet. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll have one sleeve. Sleeves are usually the longest, right? So maybe I spoke too soon. Okay, we'll see. The next thing I started was a makeup bag. The idea was, I had it in summer to make a makeup bag for my sister-in-law. You know, these really fashionable, I don't know, very again, at the same time, it's very simple and very chic. A makeup bag, I'll try to find a photo and show you what I mean, that has that's made with single crochets, made of raffia, and has this fold in the center. It looks amazing. I saw some celebrities having these makeup bags. It looks very nice. So I bought this frame. It opens and closes. It looks like nothing, but I'll have it. I'll have the yarn all over it, raffia all over it, so it's okay. It has been waiting for its time for a long time. So finally I bought some raffia. I watched a video actually here on YouTube. It's a very clear video. I'll leave a link. I started to make the bottom. And then I understood that this raffia, I have only twice worked with raffia. It was by Katya and it was very good. It was very soft. It was like a yarn. But this one is like real paper. So it's difficult to work with it. You know, it's just hard work. It's work for my wrists. It's not very pleasant over my fingers. It doesn't feel pleasant. So I was making it and I was struggling quite a lot. And then I thought, I have two of these things. When I ordered them, I ordered two just in case that I want a makeup bag too. And I wanted to make one as a present and then make myself one. But I decided that I'll do it differently. I found some yarn. It's cotton. And it's, you see, it's it seems like it's crafted. It doesn't look like raffia exactly in person, but it has kind of similar vibes, you know, natural texture. You know what I'm saying? Like the same person might choose them, or it would fit the same interior. So I decided to make one out of a simpler yarn first, to see what's what, to see the sizes, if I got everything correctly, if I understood everything correctly, if I got everything right, to see the size I chose. So you see this, this is a bag, and here we have the extra length for this fold in the middle. Well, something like this, right? So I'll see, this way I can see if I want it smaller, bigger, or if it's perfect. So, and the height, I'm not sure about the height, obviously this is not enough, but I was thinking making it big, but now I'm thinking not as big as I wanted it to be before. So I am happy. I'm very proud of myself that I made this decision. I think it's very logical and it will help me a lot. So this yarn knits very easily, and I'm quietly I'm quietly crocheting all these single crochets. Of course, single crochets are the slowest pattern in the world. It goes so slowly, and yet I'm just watching my Once Upon a Time series. Yes, for the first time in my life. I don't know why I didn't want to watch it before, but I finally am. Whatever gets me to finishing the makeup bag. And I just want to remind men that they should all wear eyeliner. Okay, please, just wear eyeliner. I don't know why you're not doing that. I don't know. When I finish this one, when it's okay, I'll probably make an effort and finish this one, or maybe start over. We'll see. For me, it isn't worth so much work, you know, such struggling with this raffia. But I'm making it as a present, so I'm thinking my sister-in-law would like this better, would appreciate this better. So if it's okay, if I see that it's okay, I'll make her that one. It would be nice. The next project I accidentally started making, just because I had yarn by my side and needles and I was bored, is a bag, a sack, I would say, a sack. You know, I saw them a couple of years ago on Instagram, all over Instagram. Oh, I lost a stitch. I just saw it. That's okay. I'll hide it. But I have to mark it for now. They are just usual sacks for, well, actually anything you want. Right now I'm thinking to use it for knitting, for holding like a project bag. So here I made two like buttonholes. I will put a cord in it, so what do you call it? So I can close it like that. And now I'm just knitting in the round. It's going to be a rectangle. And when it's finished, I'm going to garter stitch the bottom here. I'm thinking maybe this is its width. I'm thinking maybe a square would be nice. Maybe, you know, a square starting measuring from here. We'll see. I am planning to line it with fabric, because as you know, we can't leave it like that. Otherwise it will stretch like a, it will stretch. So I'm thinking to line it with some some funny or, you know, bright fabric inside, small flowers, stripes, maybe plaid, we'll see. And to make the cord from the same fabric. So I'm thinking gray and red, or maybe even better, gray and yellow. But I will definitely choose from my stash, from my, I can't remember if I told you, but all the clothes that I don't wear anymore, I try to make into something else. So that's why I'm sewing, like not too much, but I'm constantly sewing something. And I will definitely not, I don't want to buy new fabric, at least for right now, because this amount of fabric I need, it's not a lot, and I definitely can find something. Maybe it won't be as perfect as I'm now remembering. Maybe I don't have anything yellow, but I'll think of something. Maybe pink, by the way. Pink seems nice here. So yes, I'm going to show you the finished results. I'll probably the next time you see it, it will be finished. I won't show it until I finish, because it's just not a very interesting progress, because it's just a plain stockinette. And the last thing I have is a started sock, a cuff of a sock, and I even started a heel, but I don't like it. I'm thinking about unraveling it. I started it because I have a whole basket of sock yarns, and whenever I'm in between projects, or I don't know what to start, I make socks. I start a pair of socks, and I took these two yarns out of there and thought, okay, they are from the same color palette, I can mix them and I'll make a pair of lilac, I don't know, whatever, socks. And I decided to make it helix style, like one row of one yarn. But because they are sectioned, because they are both sectioned yarns, it's all like all over the place. You can't see that it's just sectioned. It stays sectioned. And it appeared that I didn't have to put all this energy into this. I could just make, well, maybe this sock, and that would be a pair. Or maybe this would be a sock and this would be a cuff, a heel and a toe. Something like that. Or maybe something else. I don't know. It's... the thing is, I'm not liking it. It doesn't cost the effort I put into it. Also because this yarn is a hand-dyed Jennifer inspired skein, and it looks amazing. I'll try to show you. This was something I already made, but I didn't use it, didn't wear it, so it was a headband. But and I decided to remake it into socks, and it's beautiful. It's very, you know, this is lilac, and this is gooseberry, and this is this blue. It's very beautiful. It's beautifully made, beautifully thought. It's a piece of art. And this one is a usual yarn you can find in any store, and it's mass produced. They even feel differently. I don't know. I don't want to finish this sock, and the more important problem is I don't know what to do with it after I unravel it. I don't know. Any ideas? There's not a lot of yarn. There's maybe enough yarn to make 2 short socks. I don't know. Maybe I will leave it for now. Maybe I'll do another pair of socks and then come back to it. Also, this gives me Halloween vibes. It's kind of spooky. It's kind of, you know, maybe something from this department. I'll think about it. I forgot to tell you in the beginning that I started my Patreon page. I don't understand anything yet. I kind of just did everything they told me to do, like put your photo next, download your video next, and there is just one, my last video from YouTube there, and nothing else. But I'm not pushing myself. I will make it into something gradually. But if you are a fan of Patreon, if it's more comfortable for you to watch my videos there, they are for free. They are the same videos you watch here. Nothing special yet. Please join me. I'm just looking for friends, I guess, right now. And I'll be glad to see you there. So welcome to my Patreon. All the knitting finished very suddenly. I started the video with, oh, I'm so productive this week. But now I'm thinking, is that all? But at the same time, if you knit and crochet, you know that it's not little, you know, it's quite a lot. And all of this is just plain stockinette, and I want to remind you, single crochet. So it's not just that, it's a lot. But you know, some projects are fancy errands, you know, some twists, and some of them are just very calm, very stylish. I like both, actually. I like both. I hope you enjoyed spending some time with me. Please welcome back in 2 weeks. And please share what you are knitting, what you are crocheting, sewing, crafting, I don't know, weaving, reading, watching, inventing. So I guess I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Stay in touch. Bye. Have a wonderful autumn.